Your grandparents, your parents, perhaps even your aunties, your uncles, maybe even your great-grandparents, depending on your age and if you're lucky enough to still have them around, are most likely wasting money that you could easily help them save. Do this now for your elderly relatives. This situation happened to me recently and I learned a lot from it. It's not a big statement to say that older people don't understand technology as well as younger people, and that's going to be the same until the end of time. So when we get into this, remember, you want to do this for your loved ones who you care about, and hopefully you get the same karma from younger people as you get older. As technology expands, payment methods change. New ways of doing things come out regularly. New offers are available, and what was the going price last year is probably not going to be the same today. Those changes help and benefit people, but only if you know about them and know what to look for. The fundamental problem with that is that older people don't know how many gigabytes and at what speed a phone plan should have. They don't know that in many cases phone plans include unlimited calls. They don't know what channels are included in different packages of cable or subscription TV. They don't know that the package they are on and paying for should also include free streaming services. They don't know that their package includes HD. This is a real example that happened to me recently with my grandparents. The problem is also compounded by the fact that elderly people are quite often proud people who don't want to acknowledge it or reaffirm that they perhaps were taken advantage of or that time has slipped past them, which presents itself with another obstacle that elderly people don't necessarily want you looking at their bills to find out where they're being overcharged or where they're not getting what they pay for. Look at it this way, if you worked hard all your life and you've been successful, you don't necessarily want to acknowledge that things are slipping away from you as the world changes. So if you ask to look at their bills, quite often they won't just say no. Instead, they'll say something like that they're not interested in changing and they like what they've got. The way to get around this is to open up the discussion around what you get, or perhaps suggest you are considering switching to a new plan, even if it's not true, and cover what it includes. By opening up about a deal that you got, or a deal you might get, will enable them to see that they might not be getting exactly what they pay for or are being overcharged. The next part to this, once you can get them to actually show you what they are paying, is do the quick research for them. With any utilities or service you are paying for, usually there are a whole bunch of different options available, and depending on what you want, you need to search to find it. There are comparison websites which can be helpful in cutting down the time for this research, although in some cases they've been caught being over-biased towards which companies pay them the most. Doing your own research and searching for what's available for what you're looking for should give you a good guide. For your relatives, you might not even have to search if you've already done it for yourself. Searching should be quick because although there might be some options, usually they are limited and it's quite clear what is the best. Also, they might not be able to switch service providers due to losing access for the changeover time, so you might have to look at the current provider and what their current offering is. In my case, they'd been paying for the same provider for 30 years, which in a smart business you would think that they would reward long-term customers. However, instead this company, which I won't name, they instead said it's the client's responsibility to find out if what they are paying for is still worth it. So the next part of this is that if you leave it to your elderly relatives to make calls, the other side can, and in my experience in many cases will, defend why you should stay on the same plan. And they try to bamboozle them with text talk and other irrelevant stuff that they may not understand. In my case, and this is real, they said that the email address they provide will cost $79 per year going forward. Which, when they say stuff like that to me, I genuinely had to ask them how they could say it with a straight face, which the person on the other side was kind of put off by because they had nothing to say, obviously, because how do you defend $79 a year for an email address when anyone can go and get one for free from the several options out there? You could even go and register your own domain and get email hosting for way less than this. They also try to mention different channels and bits and pieces, but because I'd done 2 minutes of research beforehand and asked my grandparents what they actually wanted, I was able to ignore all that the company brought up and just say that that's fine, this is what I want. In the end, for one call and some basic research, which took about 2 hours in total, which would have been less if we didn't have to waste so much time on hold, but that's to be expected. I was able to save my grandparents $300 upfront for setup and installation of new devices, then $50 a month ongoing, which the ongoing costs in a year is going to work out to $600. So they saved $900 in the first year for what took me 2 hours, and they even get better products as a part of that. They were obviously very happy and were saying there was no way they would have known this nor been able to know how to have that discussion because they wouldn't have known what to say. Often we look at success and being a better person from a focus on ourselves. But being successful and being a better person includes being there for your family and friends. Success and knowledge enables you to assist those around you, and in turn, they will want to do the same back for you. Or they might not, but still being a better person provides value, and you feel good about that, which makes the people around you want to be around you even more. Providing for those around you should just be something that you do where possible. So I challenge you to not just use this example of helping elderly people around you, but also to think about other ways you can provide value to other people in your life. Let us know what you come up with in the comments below. If this video has added value to you, please chuck us a like. And if you want to see more like it, please subscribe.